Rayner and Rachel Reeves are embroiled in a heated conflict over budget cuts. Rachel Reeves is igniting discord within the cabinet ahead of Wednesday's spending review, as she plans to restrict funding for essential government departments. The Chancellor is particularly clashing with Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner and Home Secretary Yvette Cooper, as she intends to increase NHS funding by cutting financial support for local councils and the police. Hello viewers, welcome to UK Pancakes. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell so you don't miss any insights about UK elites. Reports indicate that the budget discussions have resulted in very unpleasant confrontations among the three top women in the cabinet. A source informed the Mail, things turned hostile between Yvette and Rachel, and it was just as contentious between Rachel and Angela, who left the negotiations in frustration. Yvette was simply relaying the police's concerns, who warned that without additional funds, they would have to make difficult decisions about which crimes to prioritize. The police's frustration indicates they've been briefed by Cooper on the negotiation status, and they are not pleased. These disputes highlight the growing tensions between the Chancellor and the Deputy Prime Minister, especially after it was revealed that Ms. Rayner had privately urged Ms. Reeves to increase taxes to prevent budget cuts. A leaked memo showed Ms. Rayner advocating for tax hikes on pensions and dividends to generate billions and avoid welfare reductions. Many in Westminster viewed the leak as a tactic to enhance her leadership image among Labour's grassroots, as Keir Starmer's position appears increasingly precarious. Tory MP Mel Stride stated that the Cabinet's tax dispute demonstrates that this is the same old Labour divided at the top and dangerously reliant on increasing taxes and spending. The Chancellor won't dismiss the possibility of further tax increases because Labour's leadership is already planning them. A minister told the Mail, negotiations over the final budgets for some departments are still unresolved. They will continue to argue over the weekend. Another source added, Rachel will make promises she can't fulfill. There will be a lot of talk about how she will ensure the country's security. But how can you guarantee security when Trump is acting on tariffs and Putin is so active? Ms. Reeves is set to present her spending review just after noon on Wednesday, where she will announce additional billions for defense while cutting foreign aid. The NHS, transport, and investments in technology and science are also expected to receive increases. However, this may put pressure on other departments, as everyday spending will only rise by 1.2% over the next 3 years, which is less than half of the increase seen during Labour's initial 2 years in office. The Department of Work and Pensions, along with police and local councils, will face cuts. Sources close to Yvette Cooper denied any bust-up, but acknowledged that there had been difficult discussions. Ms. Rayner has been advocating for significantly more funding for housing development. Negotiations are reaching a critical point, leaving Chancellor Ms. Reeves with little time to finalise her figures before presenting her budget to Parliament on Wednesday. If Ms. Rayner, known as Red Rayner for her leftist views, refuses to approve the budget, Number 11 will have to take the unusual step of enforcing it on her. A senior minister told The Sun on Sunday, tensions are high. The two most influential women in the cabinet are at odds. It's reminiscent of the War of the Roses, with Angela representing a Lancashire seat and Rachel from Yorkshire. The War of the Roses was a series of conflicts for the throne between the House of York and the House of Lancaster, with the Yorkists symbolised by a white rose and the Lancastrians by a red rose. The Labour Party symbol is also a red rose. A senior government source commented, Angela is definitely not pleased. She could explode at any moment. Another added, Angie, who previously worked for a trade union, has brought her tough negotiation style into the Treasury discussions. The government has committed to building 1.5 million new homes in England by 2029, but Ms. Rayner is concerned that without additional funding, this goal will be unattainable. Intense negotiations between the two were still ongoing last night, as many departments face significant cuts due to budget constraints. However, Ms. Reeves will inform MPs on Wednesday that she is allocating substantial funds for infrastructure investment to boost the economy, including £86 billion for the country's fastest-growing sectors such as technology, science, and defence. In an article for today's Sun on Sunday, Cabinet Minister Peter Kyle stated that difficult choices have been made to improve the economy. With no consensus on housing, the CEO of one of Britain's largest housing associations has expressed concerns about a potential cliff edge in housing development, indicating that funding could run out by 2026. Fiona Fletcher-Smith, CEO of L&Q and former chair of the G15 Group of London Housing Associations, issued this warning as the Local Government Association, LGA, reported that 51% of councils are currently facing deficits in their housing budgets. Homeless charities are also sounding the alarm about an impending crisis, as new housing supply is unable to meet the rising demand for social housing. Crisis has highlighted that over the past decade, there has been a net loss of more than 180,000 social homes in England, with 1.33 million households currently on council waiting lists for social housing. Ms. Fletcher-Smith noted that the issue began with George Osborne's austerity measures in 2010, which cut 63% of the capital budget for new home construction. Concerns are growing that Ms. Reeves and the Treasury may impose cuts to the housing budget in order to balance the budget, as the Chancellor aims to protect health spending, increase defence to 2.5% of GDP, soften proposals for benefit reductions, and reverse the decision to end winter fuel payments for millions of pensioners. The Deputy Prime Minister is advocating for budget protection and is pushing for a series of wealth taxes targeting large corporations and millionaires, but Ms. Reeves has opposed this approach. These housing concerns are echoed by homeless charities, which are urging the construction of 90,000 new social housing units each year. Matt Downey, CEO of Crisis, stated, "This spending review presents a chance for substantial investment to begin reducing homelessness levels. Minor adjustments won't solve the issues we are facing." Mary McRae, Director of Policy and Campaigns at Shelter, emphasized, with homelessness at an all-time high and councils allocating significant portions of their budgets to keep families off the streets, now is the time to invest in building social rental homes rather than cutting back. The situation is also troubling Labour backbenchers who are concerned about the party's declining poll numbers. One Labour MP noted that cuts in this area would upset backbenchers, particularly those representing constituencies with councils on the brink of collapse. Another MP remarked that Labour's key housing promise is meaningless if the existing social housing stock is compromised due to cuts. The government provides financial assistance to local authorities for social housing, including funding for new construction, repairs, and upgrades. In the spring statement, the government announced an initial investment of £2 billion for a follow-up programme. To make it easier for councils to finance new developments, the government has extended the favourable borrowing rate available for council housing construction from the Public Works Loan Board until the end of the 2025-26 fiscal year. Thanks for watching till the end. Drop your thoughts in the comments section. We hope to see you in our next UK Pancakes.